All right, Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg and his wife Priscilla Chan are giving away 99% of their company stock, valued at some $45 billion. But we are now learning Zuckerberg does not want to give up away any control that comes along with owning that stock. So Facebook has announced it will create a new class of stock known as C shares. Zuckerberg will continue to be a decision maker, and those stocks he sells off will come without voting power to the new owners. And now a shareholder has filed a class action lawsuit in response to this creation of this new class of stock. So what does this all mean? How does it work? It is Tech Tuesday, and with us now to break it all down for us is Mitchell Marks. Mitchell is a professor at the San Francisco State University School of Business and also author of several books on business and corporate management strategy. Mitchell, thanks for being with us.
Great to be with you again, Kiba.
All right, so talk to us about this idea behind creating different classes of stock, and does it take away from the charitable aspect of it?
Well, Zuckerberg has committed to giving 99% of his wealth to charity, so he's not touching that. But if he were to just give the current stock to charity, he would lose control of the company to some extent because there's voting rights with the current shares of stock. So what he proposed and what his board has approved is they're going to create, as you said, a new C class of shares. And these shares will impart ownership of the company, but not voting rights. So Zuckerberg can now give away those shares without losing any voting rights. So it's sort of like a second-class citizen of shares. So the argument and where this shareholder is coming from, and I think, I'm not a lawyer, but the basis of the legal case is that the board of directors should have held out to extract a little more from the CEO, Mr. Zuckerberg. In other words, the board has a responsibility to the shareholders to get the best value for their shares. And this lawsuit is saying, well, maybe they didn't do that.
Okay, so we know at least the class action lawsuit, meaning more than one shareholder is involved. Do you see more and more getting on this lawsuit?
It could be for a couple of reasons. One is easy money, so to speak. You know,
right.
People think it's going to be, and there is a precedent. Starting in 2012 and going into 2013, Google attempted to do the same thing, and they settled the lawsuit. We don't know the terms of that, but they went ahead and issued the special class of shares. So it's sort of like the best of both worlds. We're going to pay off those shareholders, but we're going to also go ahead with our plans.
Okay, so Mitchell, we have Google, Facebook now. This is all about protecting the founders here. Are we going to see more and more companies do this, do you suspect?
I think the rich will get richer. In other words, the argument in Mr. Zuckerberg's behalf, and this is the argument the board is making, is that, look, leave this guy alone. He's a visionary. Look what he's already done with this company. Look at the shares that maybe you bought at $24 when it first came out as an IPO. Now it's up into triple digits. Why don't you just stay out of his way, buy some stock, let him do his thing? And interestingly, this announcement came directly associated with the announcement of Facebook's first quarter earnings. They had a great first quarter. The shareholders are happy. Other investors are interested in the stock. So here's a chance to extract something from them. So I think we'll see it from companies that are doing very well. Companies that are struggling, you probably won't see it.
Right, and it's hard to, I mean, there's one side that it's hard to argue against that, right? The founders trying to protect themselves and protect their companies.
But the problem then becomes this sense of hubris where, hey, we've been good for the last X number of years. We're going to be good forever. I mean, there's cycles. Everyone has up days and good days and bad days. You know, there's cycles in business, up and down. Look at Apple. Apple shares have been down because they had a bad quarter. It's going to happen sooner or later to Facebook. The question is, how much control does the board want to exert? And they're letting go of some of that.
Okay, we'll have to follow this class action lawsuit. Mitchell Marks, professor at the San Francisco State University School of Business. Thank you, Mitchell.
My pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.